Antarctica. The coldest region in the world, where winter lasts for 6 months. Having offspring in such a difficult condition calls for unimaginable sacrifices. And here live some of the most devoted parents in the world. Penguins. These penguins are heading for a giant meeting place. The journey will take weeks. They will travel a distance of more than 100 kilometers. Sometimes they swim, and sometimes they paddle. They all head for the same place in a quite miraculous manner. At their journey's end, they will astonishingly meet with thousands of other penguins at one specific spot. There is a very important purpose behind these meetings. The place where they all meet is where they will bring their offspring into the world. This tiring journey is just the start of the sacrifices and difficulties the penguins accept for the sake of their young. The real difficulties begin after the females have laid their eggs, because winter will soon set in. Winter temperatures drop to -50 degrees. Winds of up to 100 kilometers per hour hurl ice and snow about. The female penguins leave their eggs to the males and return to the sea. The devoted males take on the task of looking after the eggs. The male penguin carries the egg on its feet to protect it from the ice. Its thick feathers protect the egg from the cold. If the eggs fall into the ice, it will freeze at once. So as you can see, the male penguins are always very careful. The sacrifices they make go beyond all human comprehension. They go without food for 4 months. They remain on their feet the whole time, never putting the egg down even for a moment. The penguins huddled together for protection from the freezing wind. All they can do during the 4 months of winter is to be patient. At the end of that difficult time, spring comes again. The eggs have hatched, and the penguin chicks have opened their eyes on the world. Since the layers of fat that will keep them from the cold have not yet formed, they are still on their father's feet. The chick's first food comes from milk from its father's crop. Even though the male penguin has eaten nothing for 4 months, it has made another sacrifice and kept the food in its crop for its chick to eat. At just that moment, the females come back on land from the sea. They also have had things to do over the last 4 months. They have been hunting and storing food in their crops for their newly hatched chicks. As soon as the females arrive, the males who have gone hungry for the last 4 months rush to the sea to begin hunting. As soon as the male penguins have eaten, they return to the nest and continue to feed their young together with the females. A short while later, the young penguins grow up and reach a size where they can go traveling with their devoted fathers. The male penguin eats nothing for 4 months for the sake of its young. It stands on its feet all that time, never leaving the egg on the ground even for a moment. We are dealing with an extraordinary sacrifice here. And the sacrifice in question is made by animals. Among human beings, one finds examples of people totally devoid of conscience who abandon their children in times of difficulty, and many children are forced to live on the streets. But penguins never abandon their young, not even under the most terrible conditions. Those people who support the theory of evolution and reject creation maintain that animals only consider their own interests. So they are quite unable to explain how a penguin goes hungry for 4 months and fights against the cold. So, who is it who inspires such self-sacrifice in these creatures? Once again, there is only one answer to that question. God created penguins. It is also God who inspired in them the amazing sacrifices they make. In the Quran, God has revealed His dominion over living things. There is no creature God does not hold by the forelock. My Lord is on a straight path. The sacrifices animals make for their offspring can be seen from the very coldest regions on Earth to the very hottest. These are the jungles of Thailand. The greatest problem facing stork chicks here is the boiling heat. The adult storks bring their chicks water in their beaks. They then pour it over the chicks whose feathers have not even formed yet. That cold shower gives the chicks a little relief. The chicks also need shade as well as those cold showers. And their parents provide the shade they need. They open their wings and shelter them from the hot sun. The care the storks take of their young, their devotion and sacrifice, makes them some of the most exemplary parents in the world.